Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Happy New Year's, by the way. And while I was thinking about a movie review to do, what better movie review to do than forgotten, underappreciated horror film New Year's Evil back in 1980. Now, this is back when Halloween came out in 78, right? And then it was a big, giant hit. And a lot of people wanted to try to make horror movies revolved around different holidays or different days, like My Bloody Valentine for Valentine's Day, or Friday the 13th for the time it hit Friday the 13th. Graduation Day, that's a forgotten one. But, when you graduate, different days like that. Mother's Day, of course. And so many, I don't consider Mother's Day a slasher film. And so many other ones. I remember seeing this on Elvira, and I do have a history of this one. And it was weird because it was released by Canon back when they were doing like smaller films before they went into the big like Chuck Norris type movies. And they released movies like around this type. Like I remember they did Schizoid, which is another underrated slasher film, which I saw that was on YouTube also. And I saw this one on YouTube through Tristan's channel, who went to do it like does country videos, horror films, and then it does gaming videos, I guess. I remember seeing on Elvira, and I remember Elvira. I got a list of. I can't remember how I came across this because I think I sent away for stuff like they had like a list of movies through Paragon Home Video. And I found out that a lot of those movies were movies that Elvira reviewed on her show. Had on her show. I used to watch Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, when it was on ABC back in the 80s. Or our ABC affiliate, 1130. And she did a lot of the Canon ones. I assume that Canon also did Jekyll, Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Heckle, and Mr. Hype. The Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde comedy with Oliver Reed in it, and also The Godsend. I assume that Canon was behind that too. And of course, Alien Contamination. That Canon released, and that was a great Italian horror film that with a lot of stuff bleeped out. They had a lot of gore in that though. Yeah, she did a lot of stuff, and then she did stuff for other channels. But a lot of stuff she had was through Paragon. They never had Boarding House on there, but I think that was too much nudity and raunchiness. I don't think that would have played on a virus channel too much. But they have to be television friendly to the most part. And there was some stuff to bleep out in this. Like they had, like I said, Schizoid had some stuff to bleep out, but you could have a lot of material in this. And like I said, I remember I was a big fan of it. I loved the soundtrack. I remember I used to record stuff on audio cassette when I had like an audio tape player. I remember I recorded a lot of Creepshow, like the first half of Creepshow. I remember recording Maggie, okay? You're Maggie. I think I recorded some of Alien Contamination because I really liked the soundtrack. I remember recording some of New Year's Evil. And that was pretty much it. I was a big fan of the show. I remember seeing it at Jim and Sue's when Jim and Sue's had a video rental place on Paragon, but I didn't feel like renting because I pretty much knew it by heart. And then it was really cool seeing it on the Underground on TCM, Turner Classic Movies, when they had that late Saturday night. And I was shocked. Saturday night, they didn't play it. I assume I would have bet the farm they were playing New Year's Evil because New Year's Eve is coming up. And they played instead the horrible slasher film He Knows You're Alone from the 80s, which was terrible. Oh, cool. Um, yeah, it threw me off. Because it's really weird now with the way that Windows 10 is. If you're doing a video or something like that, you get like a reaction or something on Facebook. So it shows it right there, and it's trying to do a video, Or like or like a comment on, it'll show it right there. I mean, if you do videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. And, well, I lost my train of thought. They showed it on Turner Classic Movies, a cleaned up version. I guess, like most movies that Canon released, MGM picked it up. I don't know if MGM picked up Schizoid or not. They might have, but I don't remember. But I mean, they showed it on Turner, and I ended up watching it with my dad. And there's a scene in the movie where, well, first of all, it stars Ross Kelly, who was made famous by playing Pinky Tuscadero on Happy Days. That's probably her most popular role. And I was always very attracted to her. And then she was on some spin-off show that I remember seeing called Blansky's Beauties or something like that. Spin-off of Happy Days. Didn't last that long. And then she went to doing other stuff. She was on Paul Lynde's Halloween special. I felt bad for her because they were, instead of just saying Roz Kelly, that's her name, they said Roz Pinky Tuscadero Kelly, where everyone else, they just said their name. They didn't say that girl played Witchy Poo like her name, that Witchy Poo. I mean, I felt kind of bad for that. I mean, she should be known just Roz Kelly. I'm sure she wasn't too happy with that. But I assume, I mean, she was still making money. Her leading role, I mean, as far as in movies, was New Year's Eve, when she started that. And she was like, she played Blaze. And what happened was she was doing a telecast of New Year's telecast, just like tonight they got Steve Harvey, and then they got, I don't know, Ryan Seacrest doing that Dick Clark thing. And somewhat like that. But I mean, this was like, she hosts like a punk new wave type thing. And in the beginning of the movie, you see like a bunch of rockers come in, including a teenage girl played by Terry Copley. And Terry Copley went on to play in a movie called We Got It Made, a TV show called We Got It Made, which I was a big fan of. I really liked that movie. And they played a show by Shadow called New Year's Eve, which is a great song. I was a big fan. That's what really got me into the soundtrack. Love that song. And then they kind of overplayed it, though. They played it like that, and they played another scene like 10 minutes in the movie. Then they played another scene like 15 in the Sensation, and then they played it once or twice. They played it during the ending credits. A great song, though. I love the song. Now, some of the, and you see like the members of the punk kids and new wavers out there, slam dance, some of the music. Now, some of it was a little bit was punk, but most of it was like more rock and soft rock. They had a slow song. It was kind of weird seeing punkers slowly slam dance. That was a little bit weird, but it was a lot of fun. I liked the movie. Now, she's sued by Kip Niven. And this is not a spoiler. You know right away who the guy is, because they show his face and stuff like that. He like does all these disguises. He's a very charismatic killer. A lady killer in more ways than one. And he pretty much just lures women, and then he says, he calls up Roz Kelly, who Blaze, and he says, "Hello, this is Eva." He has like a voice and on the phone, like calling on the payphone, which is really distinctive of the old school thrillers in the 70s. He had a voice changer. It looked like he'd probably gag with a big thing right there. He goes, "Hello, this is Eva. I plan on killing someone in each time zone when it goes to midnight." And she does like a thing. She was going from Aspen, Colorado, Boston, New York, and all this stuff. She was in L.A. And, it freaked her out. And she called the cops. And the cops said, "Well, we'll try to..." They don't do a very good job. And her son comes to see his mom, and her son's nuts. By the way, but I mean, I don't want to give anything away. That's not the killer, it's Kip Niven. And it's weird because I remember seeing Kip Niven. He was a lot of TV shows, and he played Alice's, on the show Alice, he played Vera's boyfriend, who loved movies just like Vera did. A lot of fun. I really enjoyed the film. I think it's very underrated. And they have a lot of really clever things happening throughout the movie. Like, it's a lot better than some of the other... I mean, I like most of the classic 80s slasher films. Like I said, I hated He Knows You're Alone. And I hated Prom Night. I thought Prom Night was boring. I still think it's a boring film. But New Year's Evil is never a dull moment in that movie. Something's always going on. And there's a scene where he's pursued by a motorcycle gang. And they want to kick his ass because he ran over some motorcycles. But he does all these different costumes of the doctor, priest, like a smooth talking, like a businessman. And he picks up this one girl and her friend. I remember my dad. Let me shut this off. I'm cooking something. He picks up this girl, and her voice is very annoying, and she has a laugh that's even more annoying. My dad, I watch it with my dad. My dad's like, "Oh my God, she's so annoying. Will you kill her now, please?" So I don't have to hear her voice no more. I start laughing, but her laugh is very annoying. My dad's like, "Will you please kill her? Get her over with." It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the film. I think it has a budget. It has layers to it. It has character development to it. I think it rises above the typical slasher film. I don't think it was well received by critics and stuff, as usual. And it's pretty much a forgotten film, but I give it a full on 10 out of 10. I really was a big fan of New Year's Evil. I mean, I pretty much know the movie by heart. I probably could have done a review without watching it, because I know it so well, but I wanted to watch it for New Year's. And, definitely, the movie I most associate with New Year's. I think I was going to say something else, but I can't remember. But like I said, Roz Kelly didn't do a whole lot after that. I saw on IMDb. I think she got in trouble with the law. Let me look it up on Wikipedia. They didn't mention her. She also did like some voice work for the. What was that guy's name? The movie American Pop. I can't remember. What's that guy's name? Ralph Bakshi's movie American Pop. Yeah, she's most known for playing Arthur Fauntleroy's girlfriend, Pinky Descadero. Wow, she's age 74 now. Wow, born in 1943. My dad was born in 41. I guess, on November 29th, 1998, she was arrested for firing a 12-gauge shotgun in a living room window of a neighbor's house after a car alarm woke her up. She also shot the neighbor's car and another car nearby. Damn. The neighbor was not home at the time. She pleaded no contest to the charge of firing in the house and was sentenced to 3 years felony probation on October 20th, 2000. She was also ordered to receive psychiatric counseling and paid restitution. Wow. And then October 27th of 2000, she was sentenced to 120 days in jail after pleading no contest to charges stemming from August 20th, 2000, arrest for hitting a man with her cane. She was given credit for the 98 days that she had spent in jail waiting sentencing, thus avoiding having to spend more. Wow. And then I guess she was on Jenny Jones, focusing on whatever happened to your favorite television stars, along with What's Happening star Daniel Spencer. Wow. But she was also in movies like Greetings and The Owl and the Pussycat. I don't remember in that, and Full Moon High. But she was in a lot of TV shows, too. But, I mean, I was a big fan of the show. And let me see what Greg said. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I don't... You're a good guy. You're a good guy. Oh crap! Yeah, so that's it, everybody. See, I got sidetracked. So until next time, everybody, please take care, my legion. See what happens? You get sidetracked. All right, but no, it's a full-on 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed the movie New Year's Evil. See, that's what happens. All right, take care, everybody.